I always get confused in this gospel because of the way that the lectionary editors put it together. If you look at it, it says verses 1 and 2, verse 10, verse 25 through 30. So we're skipping around a little bit. It's all part of the same story, but we go from Jesus didn't want to go up to... it just goes from the Jewish Feast of Tabernacles was near, but when his brothers had gone up to the feast, we missed the whole conversation between he and his relatives about them going up, and he's saying, no, I'm not going to go up, but all that. And he says, but then he goes up, not openly, but in secret. And then the next thing we have is some of the inhabitants saying, wait, he's speaking openly. Wait, I thought he was going in secret. Now he's speaking openly. We miss all these things that are going on. It's like, what? What's going on? In the midst of all this, we see, though, that Jesus goes secretly to this feast. He didn't want to attract the attention, but sometimes some things have to be done and said. But he goes secretly. And we see that God very often in our lives moves secretly. That we don't just automatically see him moving in our lives, and yet he is here. He is always here. He's always moving in our lives, showing us his love, pouring down his grace upon us, even when we can't see it. Even when it seems he isn't really here, secretly, he is moving in us. And so we have to ask God for those eyes, to be able to recognize him moving, even in these troubling times. Even in these troubling times. I'm not sure if you saw the link. I just put it up on Facebook a couple hours ago, but I saw it from someone else linking it, and it was that National Shrine of Divine Mercy put out, Father Chris Alar, however he pronounces his last name, said that he's encouraging everyone to put a picture of Divine Mercy on the front door. And make sure it says, Jesus, I trust in you. He says the theme is seal the doors. Like the people of Israel when they were in Egypt and that last plague was coming, the angel of death to kill the firstborn, they sealed the doors with the blood of the Lamb. And that made the angel of death pass over. And so he's saying, here in the Divine Mercy picture, this image that Jesus had made. He says, I'm pouring out so much grace, so much mercy, so that death will not have power over those who revere my image. And so Father Chris invites us in faith, not as a magic tool, not as an amulet, not as, something that's superstitious, but as an act of faith, to put an image of Divine Mercy. I made a bunch of them. I think that there may be 3 or 4 left that I left in the main entrance in case you don't have one. And I did bless them already. But if you can always print one up on your own. Father Chris says, here's your link to doing this. Just go to look up Seal the Doors Divine Mercy, and you'll find his link, and he'll say you can print it up from here. And even if you can't get a priest to bless it, he shows you how, as a baptized person, you are allowed to bless certain things, and this is one of those things that he shows you how to do it. Anyways, all that being said, it's an opportunity for us in faith to say, okay, here is the Lord of this house, and anything evil has to come through him to enter into this house. Father Chris says, does that mean that you won't necessarily get sick? Well, no. But he says God is in charge over all of that. He's in charge, and he will not allow final death to happen. He will not allow us to go to hell if we revere him and his mercy and say, Jesus, I trust in you. And it's a way that we can have a reminder for ourselves and anyone who happens to come by our front door to say, here's that Jesus that was secret, that was hidden, that we get to make him visible in certain ways through the image. So I encourage you to do that. But in any case, I invite you to spend time in prayer asking God, help me to see you. In the midst of these trials, in the midst where the new normal is new every day, help me to see your face, your love, your mercy pouring out. Lord, help me to know how you are here present, pouring out your love on me, on my loved ones.